Hi everybody, it's Dr. Kelly. Thanks for joining me tonight. It's a Wednesday night, April 18th already. Can you believe it? We just had a humongous snowstorm, like the third biggest in the last 130 years or something like that up here in Green Bay, De Pere, Wisconsin. I know there's been a lot of bad weather everywhere, some icing, some flooding, and oh my gosh, everybody who just ran the Boston Marathon got drenched and it was windy and that was horrible conditions, but congratulations to everyone who still did it, who still went out there, who achieved their goals and, achieved what they set out to do. So that's fantastic. Tonight, I thought that I would just talk a little bit about some questions. Hi, Carrie. I've been getting a lot of questions in the last couple of weeks about diets. And so I wanted to address that a little bit. And then the other question that I've been getting a lot is, not the question, but questions regarding detoxing. Some of you who are not patients of mine are sending me questions about, what do you think about this detox? Should I do this detox? What about this? What about that? And then even some of you who I am having go through a detox have had lots of different questions as well. So I thought, you know what? These are the conversations that I'm having all the time. And so if people that I'm actually talking to a lot are having these questions, you probably have some of the questions too. So remember, I love that you're here. Thank you everybody who's already joined. Please like and please share the videos so that we can reach some other people. I really appreciate that. And that's how I work with most people. It's through word of mouth. So if you like what I'm saying and it connects with you, if it makes sense with you, please share it so it can connect with somebody else as well. Okay, so this is my approach to a diet. Okay, and we all know diet as a bad word. It's like it's like a naughty word. It's almost a curse word, and it actually should be because it's been treated very wrongly in the history. We all have a diet, but when we talk about going on a diet, that's, something, that is really hard or really restrictive or, I don't want to do that. That's the other thing that's been happening a lot of just people not wanting to give up the bad stuff. So my approach when I work with somebody or reinforcing how to eat, I look at clean. I want you eating a clean, healthy diet. So that is the most general way I could ever describe it, right? And for some of you, that's probably not helpful at all. But I'm going to clarify that a little bit. There's a lot of great diets out there. I want you eating a lifestyle that you can stick with, that keeps you feeling good, that keeps you healthy, doesn't make you inflamed. And with that approach, every diet out there isn't right. There are a lot of good ones, and I am not ripping on any of them. What I'm saying is every single one of them is not right for everyone, okay? A paleo diet, awesome! We should eat like our ancestors ate. And there's a lot of great resources out there. If you just want to start improving your health, you've got to start with the food, right? So that's why I wanted to bring up a few things, show you a few resources. But what I'm ultimately going to get to is that if for everyone who likes this video and shares this video and wants to get their foods testing, well, I've got a nice coupon here for you. Right? So what foods are making you sick? And this is the problem of why no diet is quite right. So what foods are making you sick? 15% off with the code FOODS15. Please like it. Please share it. Oh, hello, Penny from Florida. But there's a lot of good diets out there, but let me show you how they don't work for me, how they're not going to work for you. Or the reality is they partially work. We always have to modify. We've got to customize it. We've got to individualize it to ourselves. That's what I'm talking about. I love the paleo diet. Look at this nice resource that I pulled off Google, right? Just looking at paleo. How much more simple could this be? Eat this, don't eat this. Awesome. Eat vegetables. That's on a clean diet. Eat fruits. Awesome. Always eat more vegetables than fruits. I'm working on this on a daily basis. It's hard. I've never been a good vegetable eater. Some of you are, some of us aren't. But what does it start with here? Paleo, eat vegetables and eat fruits. It also lets you eat some meats and seafood, grass-fed preferably, eggs, nuts, seeds, and healthy oils. That's an awesome diet. Okay, I've got another nice picture because I see a lot of you get overwhelmed. Hey, Tony, I see you get overwhelmed with the detail. Oh my God, I'm on the autoimmune paleo diet and I've checked my foods and I can't eat anything and my diet is so restrictive and I'm miserable and I'm so stressed out and nobody's doing it with me and I can't make my family do this and it just gets worse and worse and worse. Can an autoimmune paleo diet drive out inflammation and really help your autoimmune disease? Yeah, absolutely it can, but it needs to be modified, okay? These diets are general inflammation. I love this sheet. Look how simple it is to follow a paleo diet. Eat vegetables, eat some low sugar fruits, have some nuts, eat some wild or grass-fed meats, and have some oils. Perfect. Put this up on your refrigerator. This is awesome. What does it cut out? It cuts out the crap. All of this processed food, all of the fruit juices, all of the sugar and candy, all of our the grains, although I don't necessarily agree with the beans, but the beans need to be cooked before you eat them, and some bad processed oils, and then the dairy. I'm glad the dairy's not on there. How is that different than a ketogenic diet? Well, ketogenic diet's a great diet too, and it's all the rage. That truly is all the buzz. Everybody wants to lose weight on it. Great, and you can. Except for this one lady that I work with, because so many of the things that are on the ketogenic diet, and she was following this diet really well. And when she first started it, she liked it, and then she still felt bloated. And she still felt inflamed, and she had checked her food allergies, but it was from a couple of years back. So she was working really hard on this ketogenic diet, and she thought it was going okay, except she wasn't losing any weight. And why, you wonder? Well, because the ketogenic diet, which is looking more at fats, the idea is burn fats for energy, right? Instead of the sugar, instead of the carbs. Fantastic. I love that concept. This grid is a little bit more detailed, a little bit harder to follow, but again, it gives you an idea. What can I eat if I'm following a ketogenic diet? Well, guess what she found out? She was eating a lot of dairy and using a lot of whey protein, and a lot of their supplements were all full of things that her body was really reactive to. Share the video. Like the video, get 15% off with the code FOODS15 to get your foods tested. You can start with any one of these diets. They are good, clean eating, and I love them. Grass-fed meats, get more fats, get enough protein, but not too much protein. A ketogenic diet is not 90% protein, you'll kill your kidneys. It's not 75% protein, you'll kill your kidneys. But it is a good amount of protein and gets out all the bad stuff and helps your body burn fuel more efficiently. Perfect. 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 But what if I'm allergic to half the things I'm supposed to be eating? We have to modify it. Food testing is really super important. I want you guys to get tested. I've got a great course out there that tells you so much that you need to know about how to cook, what to substitute, how is this good, how is that, and starts to get your body in a healthy spot. So that's really super exciting, okay? Start somewhere by cleaning up your diet. Get rid of the sodas. Oh my God, I can't believe when still people are drinking their sodas. It's so awful for you. And it's just full of so much junk. There's so much better stuff to do. But then again, it kills me when I see somebody driving past me and they're smoking and they've got their window open, and I can't believe people still smoke in this day and age. Totally understand when you've been smoking, it's hard to quit. I'm not saying anything about that, but it just surprises me. Our healthcare system is the way that it is because you made it that way. Because you put demands on the system. You said, I want to eat whatever I want to eat. I want to drink as much as I want to drink. I want to be lazy, or I want to exercise when I choose to. And when I get sick, I expect you to take care of me and my insurance to cover it. Our healthcare system is the way it is because of that, right? We've just led to that and gotten it worse and gotten it worse and gotten it worse. And where do I work? I want to work with you when you want to get better. I don't want to work with the person who doesn't want to give up their soda, who wants to drink a ton of alcohol. A little bit's okay. I have some alcohol sometimes. I'm not saying that. I want to work with the person who actually wants to get healthy. And you know what? The person I talked to yesterday, she's like, you know what? I'm 60 years old. I've got another grandbaby on the way. I am not okay with feeling crappy. I want to feel good. I want to live another 50 years because I got people I want to be with and I want to take care of. Unfortunately, so many of you wait until the crisis. You're 40 years old and you have a heart attack. It's awful. That is a life-changing event, and you better change your diet after that. It doesn't mean you have to be on a ton of medications, because if you would have changed your diet in the first place, you wouldn't need to be on anything for your cholesterol or for your blood pressure or for your weight. You got to take care of you, but you've got to find your cause first. You've got to want to. I wanted to change. That's why I'm here today. I changed my health. I changed my husband's. My family eats better. We're very active. We try to take good care of ourselves because I was faced with some pretty nasty, autoimmune disease. In fact, rheumatoid arthritis is very crippling, right? I wanted to stop that. And for the most part, I have without medication because the medication wasn't stopping it. It wasn't until I changed my food. So, clean eating. Somebody was asking me, find the why, Julie. That's right. Find your why. Don't wait for the crisis when you go, holy crap, I should have changed this 10 years ago, because yes, you should have. Another question about clean eating. Ketogenic, paleo, autoimmune, they're all great diets. Some people can't stick to them though. Eat more vegetables. Eat fresh fruit, lower sugar fruits, okay? Always eat more vegetables than you do fruit. General easy guidelines. I wanted to show you easy examples, but make sure also that you're not eating, the top things that are on the environmental working group Dirty Dozen. That came up recently this week too, some questions about that, right? If you have not visited EWG.com, environmentalworkinggroup.com. Every year they put out a new list, Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. What does that mean? The Dirty Dozen are the 12 foods that are the most contaminated and full of pesticides. You need to always avoid them and always buy them organic. They cause cancer. The pesticides, the chemicals that are in the seed and in the root and in the plant, no amount of washing is ever going to take off those chemicals because it's built in. You wonder why there is so much cancer in America? You wonder why people are so very sick? Our genetically modified foods, our Franken foods, and are a big part of that because you can't see how it's changing you. If the insects won't eat it, it can't be good for us either, okay? Environmental Working Group tells you the most contaminated. I'll tell you that apples and strawberries top the list every year. always need to get apples and strawberries organic. So every year when I see all of you posting, you went apple picking or you went strawberry picking, and I used to do that too a long time ago, and then I just cringe and I go, oh my God, I wonder how many times they sprayed those fruits. When I go to the farmer's market, and there's definitely clean food there that's not been sprayed, and there is organic food there, and then there are the ones who spray it a ton. You need to ask when you're at the farmer's market which is which, because they give out free apples, and I always go, nah, no thank you, because you probably sprayed that. There's probably a nice coating on there. That looks really good, but I don't want to put those chemicals in my body. So when I talk about clean eating, that's one more way to be clean. It's driving out the inflammatory foods. And when you eat healthy, you're going to lose weight if you're overweight. You're going to. May not be right away. There might be some things holding you back. We've been talking a lot about that too, with your hormones and your cortisol and your stress. But the clean 15 are foods like avocados. If I don't see organic avocados, do I buy the other avocados? Yeah, because they're in the clean 15. They are one of the least contaminated fruits, vegetables out there. And then you take off the outer peel as well. You only use the flesh on the inside, so they're really good, and you can get those non-organic. Fantastic. But I never buy apples or strawberries that aren't organic. If I can't find them organic, or if they're moldy already on the shelf, then we just don't get any of those. That's clean eating. Wherever you can make a change, because none of us are perfect. We can't get all of the contaminants out of our environment and our food and our water. So wherever you can make a conscious choice to say, yeah, I know I'm going to choose better there, because when I have that over there, I don't know, what I'm getting. You always want to try to choose better. Okay. So that was a little bit about diets. If you've got questions about them, go ahead and ask. I'm absolutely not an expert in paleo or ketogenic, because I don't promote those diets. I promote a clean diet. And, oh yeah, good one, Penny, potatoes. Just let's put in a plug for potatoes, because potatoes are in the ground, right? So whatever that farmer who's growing his crop put on the ground for any of his crops, potatoes are going to absorb the most of it. Get your potatoes organic too, and I always do. So if you have comments about any of those diets, please bring them up. Again, I think they're really good. I just know they always have to be modified, because like I was saying, that woman who was doing a ketogenic diet, it wasn't working for her. What is the problem? And then they push starting to take exogenous ketones, right? So putting external ketones to help, you get a jump start to get more ketones, so more energy to the brain. And I'm just not into that. I don't believe in that. It's like taking no-dose. It just goes right to that category, which it is not, but it's an external stimulant that you should just be getting it through your food. So that's just my personal opinion, that I don't do that. It doesn't mean you can't do that. But the point is, you always have to modify it. She needed to modify it. She actually had to modify her ketogenic diet a lot, because she was reacting to half of the foods she was eating. The whey proteins were the dairy was the biggest thing that she was reacting to. Yet they promote dairy a lot in a ketogenic diet. It's a good fat source. What's the problem with dairy? Well, dairy in and of itself is inflammatory, because we've got factory farms that mass produce, that give hormones and that give antibiotics that get into your milk, and then it's inflammatory for you as well. So that gets passed along. And then she was super high reactive to all of the dairy and the eggs. So those diets aren't going to work for her. So we customized her very own diet. You need to eat for you. I want you to eat clean, and clean means choose better. Look at EWG.com. Choose cleaner foods that don't have a ton of pesticides. Eat whole foods, real foods. Start with your vegetables. Our vegetables need to be our mainstay. And I struggle with this all the time too. I think, okay, what are we going to have for supper if we haven't planned it out? What's the first thing you think of? What meat? And then maybe we'll have some vegetables with it. We've got to change our thought process. We've got to say, I'm going to make these great vegetables. Did you see the Brussels sprout chips recipe that I posted? I haven't done it yet, but it looked really good. And I'm not a huge Brussels sprout fan, but I definitely want to make them so I have another way to get in more vegetables and that they're snacky and that they taste good. And everybody who commented on that post, they're like, oh, I make these all the time. I love these. They're so good. I slice them really thin. That's awesome. Keep sharing things like that, okay? But then let's shift. If there's no other questions specific, about those kinds of diets, it's got to be customized to you. It's got to be clean. You've got to put your layer on top with some food allergies. You've just got to do it. If your body is reacting to the foods in that diet, it is not going to work and you're not going to get healthy. So it's always about, oh, I got to tweak this. Oh, I got to make this a little bit better. Oh, I got to do this a little bit differently. Every piece of information that you're learning, you're growing and you're going to improve and your health is going to improve as well. So then what about this detox thing? So your body detoxes all the time, 24/7, every day of the year. In fact, your skin is a detox pathway. Your breathing is a detox pathway. Your kidneys, when you pee, is a detox pathway. Your liver, which dumps into your bowels, so when you poop every day, it's a detox pathway. Okay, so lots of great ways that your body is always breaking down the things that it's exposed to or that you put in it, and it's got to get it out. But we are so inundated. We get such an excess of chemicals. Like you put in new carpeting, guess what? You just got exposed to a ton of chemicals. Did you know that? Chemicals that get released in the air, that new car smell, ton of chemicals. Wow. Bet you never thought about that. Think about the EMF, the electromagnetic frequencies. That's not chemicals, but it's another thing that challenges your body, that stresses your body and makes it have to work harder. We didn't used to have all these stressors, all of these contaminants 20 years ago, let alone 50 years ago. Our world is different and our world keeps changing. So your liver needs a little bit of help. The liver does most of the detoxing. So if you are one of those people who sends me the message to say, do I need to detox? Well, yes. I know that all of you need to detox. I need to detox again too. But there's a right way to do it and there's wrong ways to do it. There are a lot of bad, just online protocols out there that are really too harmful and that you may not be able to handle, or that make you feel so sick it caused you a lot more harm than good. I even know some practitioners who just follow protocols no matter who you are. So if you're person A, person B, C, or D, and you all are different people, different weights, and have different problems, nope, we're gonna put you through this, and then this, and this. And there was a detox in there, and they always do it the same way, and they always do it at the same time, whether or not that person is ready, and they cause harm. So we all need to detox. But what I always want to do is find out where you're at first, because some of you might be able to handle a detox right now. Some of you need to take a little bit better care of yourself before you can even handle going through a detox. So first you got to clean it up, change the diet, get sleeping, start to get your body responding and into a little bit healthier spot, so that we can accent your body's normal processes and get it through a detox. Help your liver to do a better job. Clean it out better. Oh, women, there's, female fat and 40 is a saying, actually. I think there's another F in there. I think I've said that to you before. That female fat and 40, guess what always happens? You get your gallbladder out. It's typical. You know what? Don't let yourself be that next female fat and 40. You need to clean up your diet, so that your gut can handle the fats that you're eating. You need to cut out the carbs. You need to lose a little bit of weight, and you're going to save your gallbladder. You need your gallbladder. But why did my mind go to that? Because when you detox, you're going to get rid of all the sludge that is sitting in between your liver and your gallbladder and starting to make stones. You're going to regulate your cholesterol. You don't want your cholesterol sky high, but you do not need to be on a statin and pushing your cholesterol down low. You need cholesterol. That's why your liver makes it. But if your liver's not working good, it can get all sludged up. If your hormones aren't regulated well, it can get all sludged up. All you have to do is take better care of yourself. If you think you're having gallbladder symptoms, contact me. Let's get you cleaned up. We can keep your gallbladder. We can prevent that from happening. We just got to start to clean up the body and do the best that we can. So does that make sense? So yes, everyone should go through a detox. No, I don't believe everyone should run out and just Google one and start taking it. I'm worried about that. I've seen a lot of bad things happen to people, even when the provider they were going to knew what they were doing. They're just following a protocol, no different than you running out and getting your own. Okay, so it needs to be customized. For example, a woman who didn't have a period for a year. She was working on getting healthier. She started to change her diet, was feeling a little bit more energy. She was lifting out of feeling sad and kind of depressed, and her period came back. Ooh, cleaning up the diet, decrease the stressors, doing a lot better. Period came back. Easy as pie. That can happen so easily. And then that provider put her on a nasty detox. Guess what happened? She lost her period. Hasn't come back. It's been 6 months. That detox took away every good benefit that that person had done, changing the diet. Her body was responding. Her period came back. She's young, in her 20s. And then she went through a detox that was not regulated or programmed for her. She lost her period. She feels like crap. She went into a depression again, and it still hasn't come back. So detoxes are great. They're amazing. And when you first start one, you might feel a little tired, a little confused, because you're detoxing. You're like pulling out bad stuff that you've hid in nooks and crannies, and you got to get rid of it. You might get a headache. All that's normal. But if you go on a detox and you're like, I can't think, I can't function, I'm getting sick, I'm throwing up, I've got diarrhea, my side hurts, and you're just destroyed by it, that's not good. It needs to be done much more gently if you're that person who's going through that. So to feel super awful on a detox is not normal. To feel some changes happening, that's okay, but it needs to be customized. So what's my theme? What did I talk about? All these diets. I gave you examples of good diets. Diets in general that I like, but it needs to be individualized. Okay? This eating fruits and vegetables. It needs to be customized and getting rid of all the pesticides whenever you can. And then going through a detox needs to be individualized to you, because Elizabeth here and Penny and Amy should not all be on the same exact detox. Okay? And you all shouldn't be on the same exact diet, right? Becky, you know it has to be customized to you. You've gone on one of those, and it helped you a lot to finish driving out that inflammation. But you also had to keep in mind other things that might be on that diet that make you inflamed. Okay, yum to Brussels sprouts, says Penny. Is there such a thing as a protein powder that is actually good for you? Well, that's kind of interesting, Elizabeth, how you worded it like that. I think there are a lot of protein shakes that are good for you. So it all depends what filter you have going on, or what rose-colored glasses you have, right? Because let's go back to the ketogenic, and actually when you search for a protein powder, and you're reading the ingredients because you know all to start looking at what's it really made of, what's in there, and you see the majority of them are made out of whey. Well, right there for me, not going to do it. I'll take that back just a smidgen to say I have purchased, not for myself to take, but for my son, the athlete. And I have several athletes, but one who is working really hard. I did try a organic whey-based protein from New Zealand that was all grass-fed cows. And you don't normally see that. That's why I wanted to try it and see how it goes. And he said it tasted funny, and I think it was actually pretty good, but he didn't really like the flavor. The point there is that I made sure it wasn't made from the inflammatory milk that we have readily available and is pushed in the United States. So if you're not allergic to milk and you're getting a whey protein that's organic, again, this was from New Zealand, that can be a good source for energy and for protein. Then we go to a lot of the vegetable-based or vegan proteins. I think a lot of them are good too. You have to read the ingredient list. You have to look to make sure they didn't add sucrose and fructose and dyes and all these other types of ingredients. What I find a lot is that they're made out of pea protein, and I have a lot of people who are reactive to peas, so that takes that out. So then I look at hemp. Hemp hearts, great source of protein. I look at collagen, all the amino acids. I use that a lot, actually. So the collagen, Great Lakes collagen is something that I use, which is just full of amino acids, and it's great for your skin and your joints and your gut, and it's a great protein source. And it's made from grass-fed cows. So again, we eliminate that inflammatory factor. So I do think there are a lot of good ones out there, Elizabeth. Sometimes they're hard to find. And Becky, I don't like to hear that. So we'll have to talk more about that. I don't want you having gallbladder pains, but maybe we need to talk about you going through a little detox to help clear things out there a little bit. She's probably been eating way too much syrup-covered popcorn. Can we blame it on that, Becky? Or do you only make it? Becky owns Happy Sap. It's not Happy Sap Farms, it's just Happy Sap, right? So I'm sorry, I'm giving you a promotion here or plugging your company, and I'm forgetting exactly how the name is. She makes all natural maple syrup and then makes some maple syrup products as well. So check out Happy Sap for Becky. Amy, so I already lost my gallbladder and I'm only 38. What do I do now that I don't have one? That's a great question. Sometimes you need bile salts. Okay, bile salts will help break down any formation of stones in your liver. And you just have to pay really close attention to your, Sap Happy. Oh, sorry. No maple popcorn. She's not eating it. It's Sap Happy, not Happy Sap. Okay, Amy, back to you. With no gallbladder, sometimes digestive enzymes, sometimes bile salts. Take a look at your digestion. Make sure that you chew your food. Without your gallbladder, it held bile, and bile is excreted at a certain time when you have food to digest. Taking bile salts are often a good replacement for that. Sometimes people also need some enzymes, but that technically comes from the pancreas. So it's a good look at your digestion and being cautious with some fats, making sure that you're eating good, healthy fats. You might have a problem with bad fats, which is usually the thing that triggers a gallbladder in the first place. Hi, Maria. Can you tell us more about what your food testing checks? So in the food course, there are 184 different foods that get tested and tested through your blood. They're all the common foods. They're all the big families. I don't have a list of the foods, but I can always send you one if you really want to know specifically. But 184 foods is a large amount of foods. It covers everything. They are IgG reactions. So they're delayed immune system reactions. It's actually testing your immune system for an allergy, for a reaction. Through the course, I talk about the difference between allergies, sensitivities, and intolerances. It is not testing intolerances. It is testing the immune system, and you can call it an allergy or a sensitivity. It doesn't matter. The point is it's looking for a reaction in the immune system, which means this woman who was on a ketogenic, her body was severely reacting to that milk. Did she break out in hives and have an anaphylactic reaction? No. She had headaches, tons of inflammation. She started gaining weight. Her body was reacting in a different way than you think of with traditional allergy. And so Tim just posted a link to the course, and you can find out more information there. I do not have all of the foods listed out. Again, Maria, if you're interested in that, you just let me know. You're welcome, Elizabeth. And Penny posted that she uses a mushroom protein powder. Thanks for mentioning that, Penny. I forgot about that, but she let me try that, and it's actually excellent. I liked that a lot. So Penny, you can go ahead as well and post a link if people can see what that mushroom powder is, because so many people want to stay away from the whey. They're allergic to pea or to rice, and the mushroom is a great alternative. Julie, fruit, eat alone or is it okay with meals? I have heard mixed reviews. So Julie, I'm simple. I am simple from that perspective of how the best way to eat is. There are a lot of different philosophies out there. You can go and research that, and you should start with your protein, and you shouldn't eat this food with that food. And I just don't go there. That's not my thing. I'm not saying it's not true, because I do believe that it is. Your body will digest better if you eat this with this, or if you eat that first and that first. But what did I show you here in the beginning as an example of paleo? Simple. When people are going from, I eat like crap and I stop at McDonald's and, I'm carrying around my McDonald's soda, they don't need to worry about that stuff. They need to just start eating better. They need to stop going to the fast food. They need to start eating vegetables. And every step along the way, you can learn more, and it can get more in depth, and it can get harder and harder and harder. I like to keep it simple. So I can't answer your question more than that, Julie, because I don't pay attention to that, just like I don't pay attention to calories, and I don't pay attention to the percentage of protein, the percentage of carbs, the percentage of fats. I don't do that. I want you to eat more vegetables, eat the rainbow, eat a lot of vegetables, eat clean vegetables, please. Eat some fruits. If you're sensitive to sugar, have a yeast problem, worried about diabetes, eat only your berries, your lemons and limes, grapefruit, and a Granny Smith. It's the tart fruits. It's the lower sugar fruits. Start with that. Your meats, 3-ounce serving size. Okay? I believe in eating meat. There's many of them that don't believe in that at all. I do think we need some meat. I don't particularly crave meat, but I'll eat a little bit of meat. And then keep the carbs limited. The carbs just convert to fat. That's how I try to keep it simple, and we each have to find the right balance. Sometimes when I'm working with somebody, I keep it's too simple for them and they don't know what to do. So I get that too. Sometimes people need to have it a little bit more regimented, but I am not a follower or into, don't eat that with that because that's going to make you fat. I don't believe in that at all. I do think you digest better starting with your protein, but honestly, I don't go any further than that. How much does all this cost to get started? Hey, Tracy, send me a message and I can answer that better, because I was talking about the food course Okay, so the food course is something separate than working together. You can go to drkellyfelmer.com. There is some pricing information out there and scheduling, which is new. I haven't had scheduling on my website before, but there is a way to schedule. That's how all the scheduling to be done, and there is cost of appointments there. So it just depends what's going on with you, what you need to have done. Do you need to have, you got a lot going on? I would suggest a consult. You want to just start to clean up your eating? Then I would suggest the food course to get you tons of information and get your foods tested. And then if you need something after that, you can let me know. So the food course link is listed in the comments by Tim, course.adiscoveryhealthlifestyle.com, food testing course. If you are interested in making a consult, go to drkellyfelmer.com. Penny just posted the link for the mushroom proteins. Thank you, Penny. I appreciate that. And yeah, Mandy, will you share those paleo and keto diet graphics on your page? Sure, I can. I don't see anybody's name on it. I just printed them off. They're on Google. They're easy to find, but I can put them out there as well so that they're easy to reference for you too. Keep it simple. The more complicated it is, the more confused people get and the more they want to give up. And I see people giving up all the time. So we just need to take better care of ourselves and put good things in. Thanks everybody for being here tonight. I appreciate that. It's getting late already, so I'm going to let you go. If you have other questions, please send them to me. And then that gives me topics to talk about as well, so then I know what you want to know about. But again, I'll repeat, go to drkellyfelmer.com if you're interested in a consult, and there's pricing information out there. If you just want to get your foods tested and use the discount of foods 15 to get a 15% discount, the link is posted in the comments, and to get your foods tested, and you get over 8 hours of education and essentially consults by video with me through that course. So it's a screaming good deal. All right. So thanks guys for being here. I appreciate that so much. Don't forget to share, and I will see you again soon.